Hello, I'm Harry Hobson, President and CEO of Plymouth Harbor.
And I'm Karen Novak, the Administrator for Strategic Health here at Plymouth Harbor as well.
Today, we're going to provide our residents, team members, and all of their families with an update. And we'll begin, of course, with our campus update regarding COVID. We'll move on to booster vaccine and the latest information we have there. I'll also share with you where we stand as of today regarding our mandatory vaccine policy and how that's going with our team members. And then I'll talk a little bit about the labor shortage, which is impacting nationally, if not internationally, but also here at Plymouth Harbor. And I'll talk about an area specific to that. So Karen, why don't you go ahead with our campus update?
Today, we currently have 3 of our residents that are positive for COVID, 2 of which are in the independent living areas, and they're quite well. We also have 1 of our residents in the COVID unit over in the Smith Care Center. We do anticipate that resident that's in the COVID unit to be coming out of that area within the next couple of days. We also have a couple of our residents that are under observation, showing no signs and symptoms of COVID at all. We do have 3 of our team members that are also positive, but they're doing well, and 5 of our team members are under observation. Harry, we're very lucky to say that the team members that are unvaccinated, whether they're positive or under observation, are all doing quite well.
Hey, Karen, let me ask you a question. Occasionally, I receive this question when we're talking about the pandemic. Someone will ask me the question, well, how do you know if it's COVID or is it the Delta variant?
Well, the Delta variant is a COVID virus. It's a coronavirus. Unfortunately, we cannot test here at Plymouth Harbor to determine if it's actually the Delta variant. What happens is the swabs that we obtain here at Plymouth Harbor are actually then held at the laboratory, because we use the PCR ones to really confirm a positive case. Those PCR swabs are actually held at the lab. And if the Department of Health would like to kind of determine genetic sequencing, they will send that swab up to Jacksonville to the state virology lab to really keep track of that Delta variant and how widespread that variant is. We know that we're seeing the Delta variant here in this area quite a bit. And we will continue to be very defensive in our interventions to prevent that variant from coming in here as much as we can.
Okay, good. Thank you very much. And just one other clarification, the PCR?
The PCR is really a molecular look at the structure of an organism, looking at that virus. We do 2 types of testing here. Here at Plymouth Harbor, the nurses, Erica mostly, will do what's called an antigen test, which looks at a real quick way that we can determine if somebody's positive or negative. The antigen testing is called Binax now. It's the ones that you can buy over the counter, like at Walgreens or CVS or some of the Publixes. You can do that kind of test at home. But the more specific, real detailed, the gold standard, as it's called, is a PCR swab. And we actually send that out to the lab for processing. And that confirms definitely that that person has COVID. Doesn't say the Delta, but it does determine if the person has COVID or not.
Good. Thank you very much. And I think that'll clarify it for quite a few people.
Okay.
Regarding the booster vaccine, that's certainly the buzz on the street right now. And I know you've had some conversations with our partners at CVS. So what's the latest on that?
You know, we've got a confirmation of a clinic number, which is always a good start. We will be partnering with our CVS partners here probably the late part of September. As you know, the FDA has got to really approve it, as well as the CDC make their recommendations for that 3rd shot. We anticipate that this is going to go before the FDA and the immunization committee on the 17th of September. And probably by the later part of September, we'll have an answer and really get those clinics rolling out. I'm happy that hopefully we'll have that same crew here that were here initially when we had all those vaccine clinics. So fingers crossed, but yes, we do anticipate doing the clinics again here.
And we'll keep people up to date as we receive information.
Absolutely. As soon as we know, you'll know.
Last week, as most of you know, we announced that Plymouth Harbor adopted a mandatory vaccine policy for all of our team members. And what that means is that by October 1st, 2021, we would expect all team members to have received at least their first dose vaccine. Now, there's some key dates here. We sent out an intent form to all of our team members, and essentially that intent form shares with us whether they're already vaccinated, number two, if they intend to be vaccinated, if they intend to file a medical or religious waiver. So that's very important for us to know. So that intent form is due back in the Human Resources Office by next Monday. That would be September 6th. And then we need to know for sure their decision no later than September 17th. So we'll meet that October 1st deadline. And what I'm pleased to report is our team members are doing quite well. Earlier this week, in fact, yesterday, our numbers as far as unvaccinated were 66. That number's down significantly, which means about 79% of our team members have received the vaccine. Now, we also know as of now, and again, the deadline for them to tell us is not till next Monday, but as of now, we have another 17 who absolutely intend on getting the vaccine. That takes that number then to 49 unvaccinated team members, or 84%. 84% would be the number of vaccinated team members. And we're not there yet. They've got several days to share with us their intent, and we're excited about that. And Karen, quite candidly, I could not be more proud of those team members who stepped forward and said, I want to take the vaccine. Now, I did release a video earlier today where I'm speaking directly with all of our team members and really focus on those that have not yet received the vaccine, and just encouraging them to please take that step. Not only do I talk about protecting themselves, their families, their coworkers, but also, and we're seeing it, and that is the financial devastation that can be caused if you are unvaccinated, you catch the COVID and then go through hospitalization. And it can wreck a person financially, which will change their life forever. So there's a lot at stake here, but I'm just couldn't be more proud right now of those who have stepped forward. We've got quite a family here at Plymouth Harbor, and I think this is some indication of that. Now, when we talk about the workforce shortage, again, I mentioned that a week ago. Karen and I discussed it with you, and that goes across the United States, Sarasota, and even Plymouth Harbor. We are certainly covering the tasks that need to be performed here at Plymouth Harbor, but sometimes, many times, it's requiring a lot of extra time, double shifts, etc. And we've got such a wonderful staff who are again stepping up and making that happen. Now, our residents here at Plymouth Harbor received it's a newsletter that comes out periodically from the Dining Services Department, and it's called The Dish. And Curtis put one out this morning, and he let everyone know that unfortunately, several of our dining services team members who are normally assigned to the assisted living part of Plymouth Harbor are now at home due to contact tracing. So that's leaving us short over there. So what we've had to do is transfer from the Mayflower dining room on the independent side of Plymouth Harbor. They've had to transfer over and cover assisted living through all of next week. Therefore, in the dish, what Curtis Cornell, our director of dining services, is announcing that beginning next Monday, September 6th, and running through September 12th, we will once again have to close the Mayflower dining room. We just can't staff both sides right now until those team members come out of observation and return here to campus. So there is more information on the dish. I would encourage you all to get a copy of it. I know that it's been distributed, and read through that. And let me thank you for being patient. You are being patient with all of us. We're putting things in the queue, as I say, and your attitude has been excellent, and we appreciate that so much. So continue to have patience with us. That dish does outline regarding the home delivered meals. We'll go back to that program again, or in the cases where you want to pick up your meal. But all of those instructions will sound very familiar to you, and that will go into effect again this Monday, September 6th. Karen, we've given them a lot of information today. Is there anything either I've left out or anything at all you want to add?
We want to remind you how infectious this Delta variant is. Please do remember to wear that mask when you're out in public. That viral load, how much virus is going to be inside you if you get it, is so much higher than the initial coronavirus that came out, the alpha strand. So know that that Delta, again, is so infectious.
Good. Thank you. And I think our residents know this, and our team members, we're working very hard. It's a labor of love, I can guarantee you that, to create the safest environment here at Plymouth Harbor to both live and also work. So we're trying every day, and I think we're being, on the most part, pretty successful with that. So we'll continue to do it for as long as it takes. We will get through this together as a family. So Karen, would you like to close out today's video?
You got it. We want to remind you to wash your hands quite frequently during the day. Anytime you think about it, grab that alcohol gel and just wipe your hands. Hit those high contact areas, your cell phones and your keys, and even your doorknobs when you're going into your apartment. But most of all, especially with this infectious variant that we have, that Delta variant, a mask can make the difference in you getting sick or giving it to somebody you love. So when you leave your apartment, especially when you're out in the public area, please remember to don your mask. In the meantime, we want you to stay safe and stay well.
And stay tuned for what we have to say. Thank you very much. Time to don our mask.